உள்ளூர் நிகழ்வுகளையும் முக்கிய செய்திகளையும் உடனுக்குடன் தெரிந்து கொள்ள லோக்கல் தமிழ் ட்ரெண்ட்ஸ் யூடியூப் சேனலுக்கு சப்ஸ்கிரைப் செய்யுங்கள். இந்த வீடியோவை லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. மேலும் அப்டேட்ஸ்க்காக எங்கள் லோக்கல் தமிழ் ட்ரெண்ட்ஸ் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.
Welcome everyone to part 12 of the Social Clone project. Now let's go ahead and try running our application or our website and see if there's any debugging that we need to do. I'm sure we've made typos along the way, so let's see how we can actually fix those. We also need to make sure we do our migrations and double check our settings.py file so that the applications that we just created, groups and posts, are actually inside that settings.py file. Let's get started. Okay, here I am back at the editor, and I want to open up our settings.py file. So under Simple Social Project, open up settings.py, and then I'm going to scroll down to the installed apps, and I want to make sure that we add in the Groups app that we've made, as well as the Posts app. So we will save that, and I also want to make sure that we do the migrations. So I'm going to clear my console, or CLS if you're on Windows, and then say Python manage.py. Oops, let me make sure I'm in the right one. cd to Simple Social, Python, manage.py, and then I'm going to type migrate. It should complain, and we'll run that. Okay, great. So it complained. So what we're going to do is say Python, manage.py, make migrations, and we'll start off with groups, hit enter, and then we'll also do Python, manage.py, make migrations, and then we'll do posts, hit enter. And then finally we'll say Python manage.py migrate, and then it's ready to go. So now let's actually try running this and see if we need to debug anything. We'll say Python manage.py run server, hit enter. Okay, it looks like it's running. Let's hop over to our browser. Okay, in my browser everything's looking like it's functioning, so let's actually log in and see if we can create a new group and then create a new post in it. I will log in. Actually, let's sign up just to make sure everything's working. So I will sign up as Jose. My email address will just be jose@gmail.com. That's not my real Gmail address, so don't bother whoever that Jose is. And then we'll say test password, and then sign up. Okay, now I'm going to log in. Username Jose, password is test password, log in. And it says now we're logged in. Great. So I have this create group, so let's try creating a group. I hit on that. Actually, we haven't linked that yet, so we still need to, on our actual navigation bar, make sure that's working. So that's something we can add in. Let's go ahead and hop over to the editor and fix that. So back in the editor, I will open up the base HTML file. That's the one that actually has a navigation bar. And let me collapse my directory tree. So in base.html, where the navigation bar is, remember I have all these kind of missing links. So let's add those in. First, the URL for post is just going to be URL posts create. And then for groups, it's going to be, let's put the template tag here, URL groups all. And then for create groups, it's going to be groups create. And then let's also fix this one. So else we will say groups, and that will be URL groups all. So the list of all the groups. Okay, save that. And now let's hop back over here and refresh this page. And now I have a syntax error. So it says groups create expected elif, else, or end if. Did you forget to register or load this tag? So let's make sure it was actually groups create for the groups creation page. I'm going to hop back over and make sure I fix that. So here I'm saying groups create, and it looks like I forgot to type in URL. So now I'm going to save that, and we'll refresh again. Okay, so it looks like post is not a registered namespace. So what does that actually mean? Well, it says error during template rendering, base.html, line 29. So if I come over here, it says posts create, it's not valid. So let's make sure that in our urls.py file, I've actually defined posts as the app name. So hop back over here, open up my directory tree. Under posts, I'll open up urls.py. Looks like my app name is registered. So now let's make sure we have create registered. And it looks like that's working as well, which means it may be an issue with the urls.py file in the project level. So let's go over to urls.py at a project level. And if I scroll down here, it looks like I still don't have the groups and post links. So that's definitely something I need to add in. It's a good thing we're debugging now. And hopefully this was kind of obvious to you as you kind of went along here. So we'll do comma, add in URL, and now it's time to register post. So we'll say, using regular expression, caret, posts, and essentially just linking to the actual posts. So we'll say include, and I'm going to include posts.urls. And then let's give it a namespace, which is essentially what it was complaining about. So this was the error that we were getting. It wasn't complaining about the other posts. And let's add one more here for the groups. So we'll say caret, groups, / and then I'm going to include groups.urls, and then give a namespace equal to groups. And I will save that. Okay, perfect. Now let's try again. You can see auto restarted for us. So we'll come back over here, refresh the page. It says now I'm logged in. It's looking good. Let's hit on groups, and it says welcome back at Jose. That's looking good. Groups, welcome to the groups page, and then kind of an obnoxious plus sign, but it says create new group. Obviously we can add more CSS styling to make that look better. Let's try hitting create group here, make sure that works. So that works as well. I'm going to go back a space and make sure this button works as well. And it looks like they're taking us to the same groups new. So that's looking good. We'll say first group, and the description will be my first group. And I hit create. Okay, looks like we have an issue here. It says groups name reverse is not defined. So hopefully by now you kind of realize I probably forgot to import reverse somewhere. So somewhere along the line, I need a reverse call, and I probably called it, but didn't actually import it because it says name reverse is not defined. So let's go back and make sure in our groups file where we're actually having that create group view, we imported reverse. So we'll come back. So coming back to my actual editor, I can now see if I expand my command line here that I get this name error, name reverse is not defined, and going up it actually tells me where it's coming from. It's coming from simple social groups models.py line 30 and get absolute URL. So that's probably where the issue is. So let's go ahead and find that models.py file. It's not in views. So we're going to scroll down a little bit, come over to models.py, and then over here is where we're actually going to see if we can fix that mistake. So over in line 30, it says if you scroll down, return reverse. So it looks like we just forgot to import reverse. So now we'll come back up here and we'll say from django.core.url resolvers import reverse. Okay, so we will now save that, and it looks like it's running again. Come back up here, go back, and then I'm going to refresh this page, and let's try second group, and we'll label a description of second try. Create. Alright, so now back at the page after refreshing, it looks like our group was created. Now the font's actually really large here. That's because I'm zoomed in 200%, so keep that in mind. A lot of the things that we do with Bootstrap might look a little strange here just because I'm zoomed in so much to make sure you guys can see clearly. But we have the second group. Member count is 0. Let's try to join this group and see if it works. I joined, and now the member count is 1. And let's leave, see if that works. And it looks like we have a problem with leave. So it says name models is not defined. So over here we're saying models.groupmember.objectFilter, and that's in the views.py file of our groups. So it looks like we forgot to import models or do something with our actual views.py file inside a group. So let's head over and make sure we actually imported the group models. We'll come back over here, and this is the views.py file, and what I need to do is all I need to say is from.import models, save that, and let's head back and refresh this page. And it looks like we're still getting leave group has KQ. Oh, whoops, like definitely misspelled something here. That should have been a W. So again, we'll come back over here and let's see if we can search for that. KQ, there we go. So that should be KWArgs. Save that and make sure that there's double asterisks here as well. And we'll come back, refresh this page. And now member count 0. So let's try joining again. And now let's try leaving again. And it looks like it's working. Perfect. Now, there's no post in this group yet, so let's try posting something. I'll click on post and say, this is my first test post, ! And under group, we're going to just to assign this to second group, post. All right, now we get this error that says user post object has no attribute post. And the fact that it's saying has no attribute, remember you call attributes with a dot or a period, meaning probably somewhere along the line, I'm calling dot post off of something where I really shouldn't be doing that. And it says right here, it's under simple social post views.py in line 28. So let's head back to views.py, and under posts views.py, here it is. I'm going to take a look at this on line 28. I can see here I'm saying try self.post.user equals a user object. Really what I should have been doing is assigning this. So here I said self.post_user, and that's actually what I meant to do in line 28. Basically creating this attribute object, or editing this attribute object of post user. So now that I've saved that, let's head back over and refresh the page. Okay, it looks like at Jose, I can see this is my first test post, and it just says delete here, so let's try that. I'm going to try delete, and it looks like template does not exist, post delete 1, postbase.html. So somewhere along the line, we are getting a failure for post_base. So it says this template doesn't exist. Let's head back and figure that out. I'm going to hop back over, and let's confirm that we do have a post_base, so that looks good. Meaning over here on the confirm delete, probably something is happening here that's wrong. And it says extend post HTML. It looks like I accidentally have double quotes there. So let's delete those, save it, and then try again, see if that fixes the issue. And there we go. So it was just an issue of accidentally having double quotes there in that extends call. So it says, now are you sure you want to delete this post? Let's try it, confirm delete. It looks like messages is not defined. That probably means I didn't import messages. So that's under views.py in line 70. Again, head over, posts, views.py, line 70. If you take a look at it, messages, success, I forgot to import that. So we'll say from Django, and I believe it's from .contrib, import messages. Save that, come back here, and I'm going to refresh this, continue. And it looks like it deleted that post, but let's try again. Let's make sure that's working for us. If I hit groups, I see all the groups. I'll come to first group. I'll join that group, and then I'm going to post the first group this time. Okay, so let's see if this is working. And let's put this to first group, post it. Okay, so let's see if this is working. Jose, I'm going to delete this. Are you sure you want to delete this post? Let's see if it's working. Confirm delete. And it looks like deleted it. Now, right now what's happening is the redirect is probably not working off the delete, so we should definitely check that as well. And if you notice, off the post, it looks like the date or timestamp wasn't working as well. So if we come back to groups, let me add a post here. So I'm going to, well, I don't have to actually, let's join it, and let's post. So I'm going to just say blah, blah, group, second group, post. And now if I take a look at the groups, I can see the second group has one post, so it looks like the counting is working. And then it says right here, this post, and if I hit my post, so if I actually want to delete this, it looks like it's working. I'm going to hit cancel and see that it redirects here. Okay, so it looks like we're able to post, but notice that we're not getting a lot of the functionality we thought we were going to get. Things like the date that the post was created at, or my @Jose isn't actually linking to my profile. And it's probably because we forgot to put some things either on this particular template page or one of the templates it extends from or injects into. So let's go back to our editor. And you'll notice that for this page, that would have been the user post page, or the post confirm delete. In fact, if we go back, this is post by Jose number 3. So this is actually the post detail page. So post_detail, if we take a look at it, it essentially just injects _post.html, meaning all the issues are probably within _post.html. So again, coming back here, I'm getting some issues at Jose. I expect that to be clicking. I expect this to probably say @Jose instead of just Jose. And I don't know what this S is doing there. So there's still some problems here. Let's come back, and this page is directly what we're looking at. Since there shouldn't be any problems here, it's just about 5 lines of code. It's probably all in _post.html. So we'll go to _post.html and add some stuff in here. Let me collapse this directory tree. It looks like we actually forgot to add in the text for these anchor tags, which was probably a big oversight. So let's do that now. Underneath media heading, these anchor tags, these should probably have something since they're linking to something. So we will say @ and then this will be the username. So we'll say post.user.username. Save that. Let's go back and see if that affected something. Okay, so there I see @Jose, and I don't really want this double Jose there, so we'll come back here, and then let's get rid of this. So post user, post username, I'm going to just comment that out, because I feel like I don't really need it now. There we go. So that's looking a little better. Come back up here, and looks like the time isn't actually posting, so let's do something there as well. We'll insert here, or inject post created at. Remember that was that property of what time it was created at. Save it, and then I'm going to refresh. Okay, looks like we have creation at Jose. That's looking good. We see that we still have this weird S floating around there, and if I refresh this page, it's still there, but I can see that it's after the delete button. So let's try to confirm that it's an underscore post or if it's actually in the user post list. So coming back here, if I type something outside of this, so this is outside underscore post, save that, and then refresh this page, looks like that happens first. So outside underscore post, which means this S is not part of the injection itself. So that means the problem is not actually in underscore post.html. So I'll save that, and it should have been under user post list. So clicking on user post list, I can see include, and whoops, looks like the S was right here the whole time. Delete that S, save this, come back here, refresh the page, and now the S is gone. Looking good. If I come back to Star Social, that takes me to Welcome to Star Social. I can see the list of groups, first group, second group, and it looks like everything is working. Let's try creating a new user, going through all the actions, and then verifying that everything is working. So I will log out. It says, thanks for visiting, come back soon. Let's hit sign up. Actually, before we do that, let's see if we can view the groups without being logged in. That's looking good. First group, no post in this group yet. Hit the groups over here. There's one post in the second group, and there's the post itself. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Then I'm going to sign up. We'll sign up as new underscore user, new at gmail.com. This will be test password, sign up. Okay, so I have new underscore user, and I believe it's the same password as Jose, so we'll just log in. Okay, now it says I'm logged in, perfect. I'm going to try to create a group, and this will take me to my new group, just make it really obvious, brand new. Hit create. Okay, so my new group, member count, no post in this group yet, and again, I'm pretty zoomed in here, so that's why it looks a little weird. I'm going to join my own group, and then let's try posting in it. So this is the first post in new group. And then I'll go to my new group, hit post, and there it is. This is the first post in new group, new user, and if I hit on new user, it takes me to essentially the same page. So let's try exploring. If I go to groups, the second group, that had a post by @Jose. Let's try clicking @Jose. And now I can see @Jose's profile. Essentially, it's like his profile or Twitter feed, and I can see whatever post that this person has done. Perfect. So it looks like all our functionality is working. Coming up next, all we have to do is set up our CSS files to kind of give this a nicer look. Okay, we'll do that in the next lecture. I'll see you there.
இந்த வீடியோவை லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. மேலும் அப்டேட்ஸ்க்காக எங்க லோக்கல் தமிழ் ட்ரெண்ட்ஸ் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.